you being disciplined, doing the work, and getting it done. And that kind of person, you just don't think they're gonna expire.
Bernie Mac didn't just expire. He passed away at 50 because Hollywood and its puppeteers made the actor sacrifice everything. Today, we'll expose shocking facts about why, 15 years after the comedian's passing, Kevin Hart profits from his work. Hart, who is allegedly the part of the Illuminati and is protected from any harm by the most influential people in show business. Subscribe, hit the bell, and watch to find out how Mac paved the way for black comedians and actors, but paid for it with his life. And did the Moesha curse play a role in this? In early October 2023, Bernie Mac's unreleased album, Bernie Mac, Tapes from Aching, was released. That is Mac's only full-length solo project from NBW Studios, produced by SiriusXM and Kevin Hart's Hartbeat. The fans of the comedian can stream it only on these platforms. The platforms belong to Kevin Hart, who was described by another actor and comedian, Keith Williams, as a Hollywood puppet. Why exactly did Hart take over Bernie Mac's legacy? Did someone help him? Once at the Kelly Clarkson show, Hart was asked if he belongs to the Illuminati, a secret society that supposedly rules the world, and whether he received money for helping them, to which he replied,
"That was my way of cueing you. It's open dialogue. We can talk about anything but not that."
After all, if Bernie Mac had to put his health on the altar of Hollywood and get nothing in return, Kevin Hart was backed by the most successful and influential people in the world. So, in 2019, the actor was invited to host the Oscars, but the very next day faced a hate wave. Fans asked not to allow a homophobe into the show. They recalled Hart's old tweets and numerous jokes from his stand-ups attacking the LGBT community. And who took it upon herself to protect him? The most prominent member of this community, Ellen DeGeneres.
I called the Academy today because I really want you to host the Oscars. I think that I was so excited when I heard that they asked you. I thought it was an amazing thing. I knew how important it was and how it was a dream.
So, Mac's fans are furious that his only stand-up album ended up in Hart's hands. That was another time when the comedian was taken advantage of. The Bernie Mac show became the crown jewel of Fox, earning the studio several Emmys, a Golden Globe nomination, and a Peabody Award. Mac's co-creator, writer Larry Wilmore, recalled how he was fired from the show after several seasons.
"The network and I never saw eye to eye on what the show was because it was so different. I was creative, and they were different."
Mac had similar disagreements with the studio. His co-star, Reginald Ballard, confirmed this.
You know, he was very passionate about his work. You know, I believe they probably worked him to death.
In 1983, the comedian was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, which goes away on its own in 80 to 90% of Caucasians. But, according to Scientific American, African Americans are experiencing sarcoidosis complications as the U.S. medical system, which is notorious for racism and unfair treatment, does not treat these people properly. Bernie Mac was no exception. He fought the disease for 25 years and lost. But wait, you say. The actor's net worth was $10 million. He was a Hollywood celebrity. Why wasn't he treated better? Not even the best medication will help if a person does not give himself time to rest and heal. That's what Bernie did, and Hollywood took advantage of it. Like with any black talent. According to McKinsey's research, in the first 10 years of their careers, aspiring black actors receive an average of 6 leading roles, while their white counterparts get 9. Only 8% of directors and producers are non-white and tend to hire people of color. At the time when Bernie started his career, things were even worse, and he took on any job to get noticed.
Even in your book, you say, the first time you really performed in public was at a funeral.
Yeah.
You made people laugh at a funeral, and people started hiring you because you could make people laugh at funerals.
Right.
He performed on the Chicago subway for a handful of change so people could hear his jokes. And Mac got a chance only thanks to the black artists who noticed him. So, he briefly hosted the HBO variety show Midnight Mac and performed with Steve Harvey. Later, Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, and D.L. Hufley starred in Spike Lee's The Original Kings of Comedy in 2000. Ellen DeGeneres was not among them, as you can guess. The actor worked his butt off not only for the sake of his family, his wife Rhonda and daughter Jeannie's, but also to inspire boys like him. Comedian Bruce remembers,
I wanted to be like Bernie. He was selling shows and I saw him in person and he was doing very well. And you know, they didn't say at that time he was getting like 10 grand a show. I'm like, 10 grand?
yes, Bernie Mac paved the way for a new generation, but he paid too dearly for it. Due to his busy schedule and sudden fame, the comedian smoked a lot, which, given his condition, destroyed what was left of his health. In 1996, he woke up in the middle of the night with a cough that would make him suffer until 2008. Neither the fact that he quit smoking, nor the fact that he even went through remission in 2005 saved the talented actor. Stress and endless filming in the Ocean's 11 trilogy, Charlie's Angels, Madagascar, and Transformers, which brought money to studios and insatiable producers, took their toll. Mac was admitted to the hospital on July 24, 2008, with a fever and trouble breathing. From July 24 to August 9, the actor was in intensive care, connected to a respirator. Bernie's family confirmed the comedian was taking a new drug that further suppressed his immune system, causing him to develop pneumonia. That was the reason for Bernie Mac's early departure on August 9, 2008. Whether such a drug was prescribed on purpose or it was a fatal coincidence is hard to say, but the circumstances of the comedian's passing remain strange even 15 years later. Back in April 2008, he was admitted to the hospital with similar symptoms but survived and even made plans for the future. A fellow comedian, Kelly DeSmith, told in an interview how he called her from the hospital and said he would be doing a show in Vegas and invited her to open up. It could have been a dream opportunity for both her and Mac, but his life was suddenly cut short. He was going to work even on his deathbed. That's what Bernie was like. At some point before his hospitalization, he came on set with an oxygen tank in order to somehow breathe, but he refused to stop filming, as recalled by his Bernie Mac show's co-star Jeremy Suarez.
He had over like 300 employees, working on the set. So he was like, I'm not gonna be the reason why nobody has no job,
Although not only a toxic Hollywood rat race, but a real curse might end his life. The Moesha curse. The sitcom, which ran from 1996 to 2001. Since the early 2000s, most of the main cast of the show has passed away. Merlin Santana in 2002, Lamont Bentley in 2005, Bernie Mac in 2008, and Yvette Wilson in 2012. And if Mac and Wilson were 50 and 48 years old, then Santana and Bentley were 26 and 31 respectively. Very strange coincidences. What do you think? Who is behind the early death of the great actor? A conspiracy of greedy Hollywood bosses, Mac's excessive workaholism, or a curse? Share in the comments and wait for new celebrity investigations.